Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 14. I imagine it is going to be a start to a fight. I mean, look where we ended off last episode. We have army of Titans.
With red eyes.
With red eyes being controlled presumably by the Orangutan, and one of them has a backpack.
I know. I thought of Tanjiro from Demon Slayer when I saw that. I am so excited because I feel like I haven't felt this excitement since season 1 in terms of lengthy battle. And I'm really hoping that it's part 1 or 2 of 7 that we get a really detailed battle. Where is everyone at on the battlefield? How are they feeling? What are the things that they're having to do in this major event? I mean, especially since a lot of our side characters, we've been given a lot of content on them now. Different from season 1, we now have more content on the side characters. We know more about them. We know more about their journey and their process and their struggles.
Yeah.
And their courage. And we even have some new side characters, which this is their first bout against Titans with Marlowe.
Yeah.
And I am just really excited. I mean, obviously I should be nervous. I am maybe a little nervous. I feel optimistic, which is weird because I don't think I ended last episode optimistically. But I think my overall excitement is making me be like, well, of course we're going to win somehow. There's going to be some thing that I'm not considering or thinking of. Another player added. Maybe Reiner and Berthold are going to switch sides. Annie's going to come back. I don't know.
Look, I'm so excited, but I'm extremely pessimistic. Look at what we're up against. We have Orangutan, a whole army. We have Reiner, who's already transformed, and Bert, who I am hopeful that our crew's not going to forget about. So he pops out of whatever he's hiding in.
But come on, Armin is going to be last episode. He got all this. Basically, I think he probably got a lot of confidence in terms of his quick thinking, and he was able to figure out where Reiner was and what was going on. And I'm like,
it's impressive. Maybe
Armin is going to be able to think of some strategy here or something that we don't know about, and Erwin's going to trust him again.
One of the big concerns I have is if they come from a more advanced civilization, what kind of weapons are they going to have? What's in that box? I'm afraid that it's going to give them even more of an advantage. If they're the people who are able to hand out the ability to turn humans into Titan, they would then therefore have the perfect idea of what it would need to take down a Titan who's turned. And that is a very scary thought.
Yeah, I really don't want to know what's in that box. I want to know just as much as I want to know what's in the basement. But I'm also ooh, don't open that box on that Titan's back. I mean, we haven't even had our new weapons unveiled, which are probably with the ore. So I don't know, but I really am excited. I hope that this is really detailed. I really want to see everything. I want to see what's happening to Connie. I want to see what's happening to Sasha. I want to see what's happening to Marlowe. I want to see every ounce of this battlefield and this event.
Speaking of Connie, Sasha, and I'm going to add in Erwin there, we talked goofily about one of them becoming the Titan from the vial Levi has.
You did say Jean too.
Jean too. Because of I could kind of see it working a story about element for each and every one of them. Connie and Erwin are my top 2.
Really?
If
I would say Mikasa and Levi are my top 2 of who Levi would choose to give whatever's in that syringe.
I would think it would just turn them into a regular Titan though. And
but
obviously you have
Eren
the Ackerman.
Can control Titans and then
That's
the
true.
Ackerman. So maybe
there could be another thing there. But I don't know, man. I'm just worried. I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. There's so many different elements at play here, and I'm excited to see them play out. And
I just think I'm about to see something awesome. So I think that is taking over my brain at the moment.
Yeah. I said this before we did the mission to rescue Aaron, and it didn't come to fruition. So I'm going to say it again in hopes that it won't come to fruition. I feel like we're going to lose someone here. Last time I said it, we didn't.
Okay, so you're just trying to like put it out there in the universe so that it doesn't happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Nope.
Oh, wait, yeah, we can't watch it. Maybe
this is when the animals come in to help.
The dinosaurs and the whales.
Thunder spears. That sounds scary. There's the lightning when they transform.
Isn't lightning basically thunder spears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metal way of looking at it. I want to know who turned into those titans. Okay.
So is the armor titan going to join the beast titan? So they're on the same side?
Yep.
Prepared some grand welcome. Dang.
Look at that box. It's so suspicious. Oh. It could be like rations. Interesting.
Well, they did say it was hard to see the titans when they were going through the forest.
Luggage. What a weird term to hear in this. Look at how it's standing.
So, first wave.
Pawns.
And it kills horses.
Take down the armored titan. We have the thunder spears.
Is that what they're calling the new weapon made out of the ore?
I love it. Okay, here we go. Look at his face. Levi's like 1v1 me.
And Levi has the syringe.
What would happen if you put the syringe in the orangutan?
War
the sword's still there too. I'm assuming the Beast Titan's the war chief, right?
Wait, what? His consciousness needs to be transferred to his body?
Yep. I like the chess here, you know?
Oh my gosh.
The full power.
And he basically admitted that Aaron mastered the hardening quickly. This is the coolest thing ever. The stare off.
I'm glad that he still has it in mind. Oh, this is so cool. Oh! It's so, like, specific. Damn. Look at the force. Oh my god. The Armor Titan's getting rolled, dude. Here we go.
What are these things?
Thunder Spears.
Oh, I can't wait to read that later.
Me either.
It's gonna be just a coincidence that your names are similar.
Nice. Double kill.
Do you see them running in the background?
Yeah. Aw.
You see Nile?
だが調査兵団になった途端、自分のために戦っているのだと、自分の夢を見ているのだと、部下を従えるようになり、仲間を鼓舞した。そうやって仲間を騙し、自分を騙し、見上げた屍の山の上に。
That's.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
それでも死ぬ前に地下室に行けるかもしれない。グリシャ・イエーガーが残した地下室。
Oh. Interesting.
Oh.
Oh.
The effects with the shingles flying off is amazing. Technology kept secret by the interiors. So this is specifically for Reiner.
Yeah. I wonder if this would work against Berthold as well.
And they're not even showing it
It's like
to
a
us,
strike
actually.
of lightning. Nice. Do you hear this, like the metal? Okay.
Haha.
You fucking thought.
Oh.
It's like rockets! And like... It's like a grenade pin!
Oh, Connie,
oh
Sasha,
my
and
god! Now do you go at it? So badass!
Oh. Berthold, maybe.
Okay, that was Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 14. Is that death?
I don't want him to die. I still want Berthold, Annie, and Reiner to be able, at the end of all of this, to live the rest of their days with their friends. And I know that is just me wanting everything to be butterflies and flowers and happiness and rainbows.
But
I want that for them.
I don't think he's dead. I mean,
Berthold's around. Berthold
Bertholdt would not
do
let
something.
this. Yes,
he would
agreed.
do something if he thought Reiner was about to die.
I think even if Bertholdt was going to die, he would not be okay watching this happen. Without
both of them would risk their life for the other.
I think. Do you think that the spears were actually this close to his head, or
I think so. I think that this is a visual to us that is actually inside the nape of the neck where he is, and that it's penetrating the kind of flesh, the tendons.
The other explosions after it, were they like what was that?
I don't know. Sometimes after explosions, aren't there sometimes extra ones? I'm not sure.
Maybe. I couldn't tell if it was like they only detonated some and then we're going to continuously detonate more, or if it was
just in case maybe he tried to escape at that time, like Annie did, or
it was a third party, or I don't know. I don't know what else it could be.
He had explosives on his person.
I don't know.
Right before that fight, I wrote down, not right before the fight, right before we got to the point of actually using the Thunder Spears.
Yeah.
I wrote down, does Reiner have it in him? Does he have to complete this mission?
Mentally?
Yes. Would he actually be able to, I don't know, fully go through with this? And actually, maybe to the point where he'd have to kill the people who didn't want to have to kill him. I don't know. I don't know if he has it in him to,
I think
without wavering, complete the task.
I think he has it in him more than Connie and Sasha have it in them.
Okay.
That being said, one of the biggest things that takeaways.
Oh yeah, I wrote it down. Consciousness transfer. Is that what you were going to talk about?
Yeah, excuse me?
But first we get the literal the body pulling the blade out of his neck. Okay, so let's read this. So we're looking at this map of his body and the spinal cord, and the nerves, I guess. If I was any slower transferring my consciousness to my body, and then we see it move down, I would have died instantly. What? He moved his brain to his body?
Not his brain.
Well, I mean, the light is in his brain and then it moves down. So it's his soul?
It's a similar color
his
to
life force?
It's a similar color to the lightning and when they transform. And I'm wondering if that consciousness is also that power. A normal person would not be able to do this, of course, but that consciousness is the thing that is keeping him able to use his Titan powers, the regenerative ability. And if that's the thing that needs to be killed. In my mind right now, if his head got cut off, he might be able to grow it back.
Yeah. I see it as his essence, his life force. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he could. I remember thinking, how is that not killing him when Levi got him in the neck? And I was thinking, and you brought up, maybe because it didn't go through the spinal cord, and that's what we were thinking, that maybe it didn't go completely through. But he just admitted there that where Levi struck him should have done it.
Yeah.
That means that if Eren got struck in that same way, obviously Reiner has practiced this transfer and knows about it and knows how to do it. But if, say, Eren got struck there,
I would think Eren could, in theory, do this, but he just doesn't know practice. How. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we had Reiner admit that, which is funny to me because it kind of seemed like in Eren's mind, he probably thinks he's a slow learner to all of this, and he was really hard on himself, that there was a lot of failures, and he can't immediately transform at the beginning, and the hardening process was not going super, super well at first. But Reiner just when he said that about the fact that
the consciousness.
No, about Eren taking 2 weeks to master the hardening?
2 months.
2 months to master the hardening?
It kind of sheds light on the fact that yeah, Aaron is like a kid with powers, right? But like he brings something to the table. He's not just anybody who was given this injection. His determination and work ethic and like his skill has propelled him.
Like we can call upon when he was in the cadets.
Yeah.
And the fact that his ODM gear was tampered with and he was able to practice and then master the ODM gear to a point where most other people would not have been able to balance.
Yeah. I wonder what it looks like if he harnesses the coordinates full power. I wonder if it is just full control over Titans or if there's more to that. It is definitely an interesting thought. We have never seen another Titan so precisely and like specifically control the hardening. Mm-hmm. Like we've seen like the whole hand become like crystallized or hardened, right? But it makes so much sense that if you like really, what would you say? Like, what was the wording he used? Like if you're very specific with it, if you're very,
that's basically what he said, that if he channeled it all into one singular,
it would become
smaller
harder.
Spot, it would become even harder.
And that's so cool.
Which Reiner basically has it maybe somewhat all over his body in the armor, but he was still able to pick specific spots to do even more. So I would say maybe his armor is like, what would you say? Like 50% of his hardening ability, and then he can get to 100% if he picks a specific area or something.
Focusing the hardening on one spot, it gets even stronger. It's like brass knuckles.
Yeah, like, yeah.
It's so cool because it's like you can see the hardening a little bit on the hand, but it's just like literal planks of like.
I know, I love it.
It's so cool. It is the luminescent ore, I imagine, right?
I would say, like, okay, attention to detail in this episode. I was in love with the shingles.
Yes.
Not only could you hear all the little clattering of the shingles, but I don't even think I would have thought about the actual details of if some hard force hit a roof, that the shingles would come off of the wood and go and scatter. And that detail was so minor because it was happening during a battle that should have taken priority of my attention. But I was really into it because I could hear all the individual clattering.
Well, it's interesting seeing like how they handled the light, like the reflections on the shingles, right?
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Someone had some fun with that.
Yeah.
Like some animator or whoever decided, kind of the way this was going to go visually in terms of the anime had some fun with the shingles.
Someone was like, you know what? Today's shingle day. I'm going to spend my day working on the shingles.
And they were in a sound studio and had a bunch of shingles and were clanking them together.
Speaking of sound though, when Reiner fell and it sounded like armor clanking on the ground, that was so interesting.
The sound engineer of this episode sound design had some fun.
It was so good.
You know how I said maybe 10 minutes ago, does Reiner have it in him?
Yeah.
I think what pushes me to really ask myself that is because when he's fighting Eren, the person we have to compare him to is Eren. And Eren, I think, has the drive and determination, which we've already said in this last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long this discussion has been so far, that Eren has that he's not special. He is a normal guy that this happened to. What makes him able to do all of this is because his will, his determination, and his drive. He doesn't have better balance than the person next to him. What he has is the tenacity, the want to practice and try and get better and win no matter what. That's what he has. And I couldn't see someone beating him that didn't have that.
I agree,
especially if they have the same abilities. And Eren,
I think that's the kicker. If they have the same cards to play with, right? If they're dealt the same hand,
then obviously the person that's more determined to win is going to win.
Yeah. He's a prodigy in his own right, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's interesting because I wonder if Aaron's skill with the hardening was easier. Like, so are we to infer that both Reiner and Annie were also given a secondary container with the ability to crystallize?
I guess. And that makes me wonder, was Berthold given, is how Berthold is the Colossal Titan, is that some extra thing on top of the power of the Titan?
Like extra steam.
Yeah. Extra steamy. That's what the syringe says. The little vial says extra steamy.
I love it.
I mean, it does. I think this episode would definitely lean to your theory that possibly whatever is in the vial that Levi has in his possession could possibly be used to amp up Eren, because we've been talking now about this heart mastering of this new ability. I think this episode and its themes could definitely lend to that theory.
It's funny that you say that because I've gone the opposite direction.
You've gone the opposite.
Theory. I think it's just like thinking about like the facts of the matter. And Kenny was about to use it on himself to become a Titan, and yes. I think it's just like a regular, like it's just what somebody uses to turn somebody into a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's anything more. That being said, it could be, and I kind of hope it is. But
I still think that it's gonna be someone else.
Yeah,
and I really think that if I was Levi, I would either choose to sacrifice. If you didn't know how it was gonna go, and you didn't know, okay, like say you turn into this Titan and Eren's able to control you. After that, you'd basically have to sacrifice yourself, because you'd know that the scouts would then have to put you down because there's no one for you to eat, you know? And so it's basically a self-sacrifice of, I'm gonna use myself as a weapon basically right now, a device for Eren to use, a weapon for Eren.
Yeah,
basically. I
don't know if Levi would be as like, even if Eren can control a Titan, I don't know if an Eren controlled Titan could equate to Levi and ODM gear. Like, because I think ODM gear Levi is just so top tier.
I'm still just thinking that the Ackermans would probably be really, if the Ackermans were so close to the royal family, and the royal family make better Titans and better founding, like because of the founding Titan and stuff, I still think that the Ackermans would probably make,
very possible.
If they were what were they, the sword or the shield or something? The shield of the royal family. The sword, one of those things. They were a thing that protected, and I think they were the sword.
Yeah.
Of the royal family, then I think that in Titan form they would still be a sword. Maybe.
It does bring up the 1v1 that will inevitably happen between Orangutan and Levi, which
Do you think that's inevitable?
Yeah, that's what...
I know that that's what we're trying to do. I don't know if I believe
I don't think Erwin would have said it. I don't think... Okay, let me phrase that differently. I don't think the story would have had Erwin say that if it was not going to happen.
Mm. Do you have any guesses what's in the luggage?
Dude, I don't know.
It's crates and then barrels.
Yeah.
What could the Beast Titan possibly have in there that is of use to him?
Well, like, if we're thinking, like, just normal things, which at first I was until Armin, like, re-explained, like, oh, what could he be carrying? I was like, oh, well, they need rations. I made the... like
he's
comment
just, yeah,
earlier.
He's basically the packing horse. He's the
packing horse and scout. But so that was my initial reaction. But now it has to be something. The
Beast Titan must have really good control over these Titans, these current ones, because of the fact that obviously the ones he creates can stay awake at night. We knew that when it was reiterated to us when we were walking through the forest to get here. But to the fact that they were able to watch from far away enough that the scouts couldn't sense them or see them at night, and then relay the messages to the Beast Titan? What communication is happening there?
I wonder if it's like telepathy.
Ooh.
But regardless, I think it's like an easy win for the Beast Titan squad because it's very easy to track people from a distance if they're the only glowing thing in the woods.
They're the only oh my god, I didn't even think about the fact that that's, don't they say that like obviously a new big source of light is good for you, but it also makes it easier to see, you're so right.
Like, let's be real. It's like a light on completely, like one light on an Earth with no other lights. Like that's like it's gonna stand out so heavy. I was looking for this term. Sorry, War Chief.
War Chief.
Yeah.
Okay. He's calling the Beast Titan the War Chief. It does make it sound like they are from a village or a society where they were trained in this as kids to think about war. War was in their minds. I mean, I think when we were talking about Eren mastering this hardening, the vision that came to my mind was when we got a little flashback of Annie as a kid. And she was obviously being trained by, I guess we assumed, her father.
Was it the Beast Titan?
Oh my god.
Did we see him?
We might have seen glasses or something. I'm not sure. That's a thing to... Who knows? Maybe on a rewatch we'd see it. I don't know if we should go back. But I thought it was like a father figure or something. I can't quite remember. I don't even know what
Well, no, it definitely was a father figure, and it definitely was in the woods.
Yeah, and she was being trained as a child. So, like, they probably spent years mastering these abilities as kids.
I would imagine. Like that's like what their whole...
Wasn't she also ostracized slightly, though? I felt like we got the essence that the people of the village felt weird about her.
People of the village?
Wherever she was from. I felt like the man that we were thinking was her father was apologetic to her about her treatment of how other people were treating her because of this task and power that she had.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is because, like, for some reason, I knew the exact episode that it was.
I don't know how you knew the exact episode.
It's so vivid in my mind that I was like, I know where it is. I have to do it. Now it's not loading. Up there. So we see like punching bags, basically. Punching bags
in the woods. They're hanging by trees.
And
she's a kid.
And we had the commentary from Eren. Like, Annie was a much better fighter than Reiner.
There's multiple... I don't know if this is the only flashback that we get of Annie's childhood. What are you doing, Annie? No breaks. Yeah, and then she wakes up. There's another one that is more in-depth conversation.
Well, looking for that is not as fresh in my mind, so that's probably going to be
you don't know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
I just remember coming out of it with an energy that she was... Some people might have felt she was cursed, or she might have felt she was cursed with this.
I do know where it was.
Oh, you know where it was?
It's all coming back to me because because her dad or whoever it was gave her this mission, and it was her reminder of like how important this mission was to her.
Oh, okay.
And like, even if the whole world hates you.
Even if the whole world hates you, okay. So this is like...
I miss Annie so much, dude.
I do too.
Annie was one of my favorite characters in the show.
Hitch misses Annie too. Okay, so Annie's falling from the sky. Okay. Blondish father, but that makes sense. She's blonde. No glasses.
Doesn't look the same at the moment.
Okay, it's too late to ask your forgiveness. But there's one thing I want to ask of you.
Your dad is the one person who is on your side.
So promise me that you will return. So that's right before she went on this mission that her... So isn't that interesting that she was told the whole world might hate her before going on this mission to kill humanity?
You wonder if Reiner and Berthold had the same thing.
Had like a similar talk with their parents? Because
the main standout for me is like Annie has seemingly been trained for this her entire life. You know?
They were pawns. I mean, if the father is like, I hope you'll forgive me one day, that definitely makes you feel like these kids were just freaking pawns of this war and used.
Yeah. going frame by frame through that episode, Crunchyroll was just like, oops, that was a mistake. They're trying to keep it from me. They're trying to keep secrets from me. But I do wonder if there was like if it's like a Boy Scout thing, if there's like a actual like a training kids program in case they need somebody to go out and do missions like this, you know? I mean, like where would you pick Reiner, Bertholdt, and Annie from? Like what pile, what group of people?
Oh my God, I just had a thought. What if they were all from the same little small town, and whoever is the heads of this society that they're from purposefully picked this little out of nowhere town as this experiment on these kids or something? A lot of times, like, people, like heads of society organizations will purposefully pick something out of the main site of people
so
to
they
do
don't
their
know.
dirty work, so it's like kind of underground. They
so like the main part of society wouldn't know that.
Yeah, maybe like purposefully pick this little faraway village and these couple kids, that no one's gonna miss except their dad.
Yeah, it doesn't seem at all like the orangutan is like the same person who is Annie's dad. That being said,
you are not the father.
That being said, that kind of lends a little bit more credence to our idea that the orangutan and Eren are related, because Annie's Titan looked nothing like any of the family we know, like Grisha or Eren. Man, I miss Annie so much.
I want Annie to come back in this story, not just for Bertholdt, but because I think, like, maybe out of all of the other characters, I think I appreciated, like, I like Mikasa and Annie interactions, but there was something different about, like, Armin and Annie interactions.
I also liked Annie and Eren interactions.
Okay, yeah.
So I have a question. Do you think, like, it said that we had, like, information from the interior police to build these thunder spears? Do you think that came from, like, the like Kenny's group, the anti-ODM gear? Do you think that, like, that technology and their guns went into
I can see that
development? Okay, do you want to read this?
Yeah, okay. Information available for public disclosure. Thunder Spears, which is a great name, by the way.
Amazing.
A weapon developed to combat the stout defense of the armored Titan using technology formerly kept secret by the interior police. Though challenging to wield, it can deliver a concentrated blow comparable to a strike of lightning. A great name, because it's like a strike of lightning.
It does. It's so interesting that it's kept secret by the interior police. It seems like potentially any technological advance
is kept
that
secret,
that somebody makes needs to be stopped so that like your whole society doesn't advance any further.
We haven't met any inventors.
Yeah.
Probably because they were murdered.
Honestly.
I think that this weapon is cool. I think especially because it would have to be someone. You can't just use it willy-nilly because it could kill you.
Yeah.
So they have to be well-trained individuals that are very good at sticking to their goal and not going to get distracted. And I think it was funny because the one character who would possibly be the weakest at that is Connie. And after the blow, he kind of like tumbles to the point where his hood flies over his face, so that fit. Like, he's not necessarily, I wouldn't say, well, what is it? He's not as quick as everyone else, maybe. I
don't want to hear any Connie slander.
It's not Connie slander. He's
kidding.
Adorable. He reminded me of, like, Aang from Avatar or something.
Interesting.
Just in how he looked when the hood fell over him and he, like, fell on the roof. That's what it made me think of.
I can't get past, like, the inventor thing. Like, I imagine, like the Wright brothers growing up, they're like age 7 and they're like, what if one day we could fly?
Someone had a hot air balloon and they killed him.
Yeah.
Airplanes are a no-no.
Yeah, I love it.
Just the invention of a balloon, like a little handheld balloon alone, probably got someone murdered.
So interesting to think, because like now for the first time ever, I wonder if, like, take Titans out of the scenario, right? If there was a 10-year time skip after after Historia took charge, how advanced would we have gotten?
I mean, to think about our own life.
Yeah.
Like, I so have coworkers who are a lot older than me, and so do you. And recently they were discussing blackberries and stuff and how that was so cool when they had like...
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fruit. I was like, fruit didn't exist back then?
And how that was so cool. And obviously there's always like the computer conversation. Like they had to use a typewriter or something. And how... And they were recently, the coworkers were recently talking about how that feels like it was like, when they actually hear how long it's been since that, it doesn't seem like a crazy amount of time to be able to go from this to that.
Yeah. And
what we have now. So yeah, in this 10-year imaginary time skip with Historia not murdering inventors, just in a couple weeks, they used this ore for lights, and they created these thunder spears.
Yeah.
I would love to see what they would come up with 10 years. It's
interesting because it's like, I think part of the reason that technology had advanced two examples here, like the ore being used in homes and as a lantern, and then the thunder spears, is like when people like have a mission, especially if it's something that's like rooted in fear and danger, and like they have like mission because of those things. Like we got the microwave from like building space shuttles and satellites, like building like enhanced technology for like a weaponary use or like scouting use. That can like trickle down and affect
to day-to-day life.
Yeah. And it's so interesting to think about if that imaginary 10-year time skip happened. How much would we have grown? We have ore. Can you eat it? Can you boil it?
I really did think we were going to see them unveil these glowing ore swords that were going to look really aesthetic and really nice. So
I kind of like that they didn't, because it's like their only advancement didn't come from the Titans. This was like human.
I mean, this was it is nice. You're right. It didn't come from this new discovery. What it came from was uncovering secrets.
Yeah, which
is another big thing that's a theme of the show, is that we're trying to uncover this information and these things that have been kept secret and kept away from the commoners and the everyday citizens.
How do you feel about Erwin's selfishness? Do you think that Erwin's selfishness will lead him to not seeing what's in the basement?
I honestly believe that his selfishness is the only reason they've gotten this far.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I'm just talking like narratively. Do you think because he has that selfishness, he is therefore doomed to never get that information?
Oh, narratively?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because
can't get no satisfaction.
Even if he's on death's door and he's able to know what's in the basement, I don't know how that concludes, you know? Like it was, oh yes, he got it before he died, you know, or like, I don't know. We already kind of got like a bad sign for Erwin's life expectancy when he decided to go against Levi's suggestion and come with.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, you're right. Levi did try to convince him to stay. And what happens to characters when we get foreshadowing that they were supposed to do something else and they decided to be stubborn? Oh, that doesn't look good.
We had an amazing visual.
Oh, the stare-off.
Of what?
The stare-off?
No, that too. But I was gonna like more on the Erwin front of him standing on the bodies of everybody that, right or wrong, was sent to their death. I'd say right, because regardless of his own selfishness that he put in the back of his head,
and the fact that we recognized some of them,
they
especially
did,
the ones at the very top.
They've made more advancements and have had more chance at victory than ever before in the Scout Regiment because of that motivation.
And the people that go into the Scouts, they know that.
Yeah.
They know that they are basically pawns, disposable, in order to further humanity's chance of survival and freedom and discovery. And I don't think any of those people have died in vain because of the fact, like, especially now that we've basically gotten rid of a corrupt regime and we have the scouts are now getting the send-off they deserve. I don't think any of those people died in vain because their sacrifices led to the Erwin being in charge and led to the survival of Hanji and Levi and, you know, like, and Aaron's survival.
Yeah. I think Erwin is one of the best characters in the show, so hands down. I think that the choice to make him his own person and who has his own selfish desires was so much better than it would be if he was just I believe in the cause.
Which
I'm
I
a
think
scout
is what
leader.
we would like to think. Oh, wouldn't that be the best leader? That be the one that's like, we're all doing this for humanity and truly means it. No, like, obviously we're learning here that it's better to have some selfish desires to be able to be a good leader.
I am surprised that Erwin had told other people his father's theories.
Especially when that's what got his father killed.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been the moment that he never talked about it again.
Yeah. Interesting.
I liked at the beginning of the episode, as Reiner's trying to figure out how they found out that he was hiding in the wall, he calls upon, like, Armin, was it you kind of thing? How did they even think to look inside? Oh, you went to it. How did they even think to look inside the walls? Armin, was it you? And then he kind of like squints up a little bit. I like that because it's he didn't need to like wonder how they found out, you know, because that's a hindsight thing. Yeah. He's in the middle of a battle. He didn't need to think about that. They did that so that we would see that someone else is highlighting and realizing that Armin has the smarts.
And not just someone else. Intuition. I think it also does wonders for Reiner's character because we have had that like soldier versus warrior mentality with him. And he can't run away from the fact that these years he spent with these people is now a part of who he is in his memory. He can't erase that. It's a part of him and the way he thinks. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
And that's why it was so hard for Sasha, Connie, and Jean to do that second attack with the Thunder Spear.
Not Jean. I think Jean for half a second thought, but then he like snapped himself out of it, which was so rewarding to see. I love Jean. I love him so much, Hannah.
I also love Jean.
I love the stare down that you mentioned.
Between Irvi.
That's like a ship.
Irvi.
That's a ship.
Oh, that is a ship. Erwin and Reiner.
Yeah, it's great.
The confidence, and honestly, in that stare down, I gotta say Erwin was more intimidating.
Well, Erwin has this like, I don't give a fuck what happens to me attitude that is like so intimidating.
There's also something really intimidating about bright blue eyes.
They can be piercing.
Yeah, the piercing.
Yeah. Thunder Spears is probably the best name ever, like you could ever think of.
Sounds like a band name.
It's so metal. I don't see Reiner dying this instance.
I really don't want that to happen.
I don't know. I wonder where Berthold is. Part of me's like, in an alternate universe, is he left the battle and is going to get Annie? And they're going to run off together.
Oh my god, what if he used this as a distraction so that he could go find Annie?
Well, the orangutan wouldn't have that.
Yeah,
but
no.
That would be interesting.
But where, I mean, like, that's a really great, like, question to, like, pose is, where would it be good for Berthold to be located? Where would the Beast Titan want him to be? What would he be wanting him to wait for?
Part of me doesn't think he's also in the walls, but that's a possibility. We saw the like holes with light coming through. He could be in the basement. He could be in a random house. He could be in the crates. I don't know.
I thought maybe he might be in the outer at the outer wall or something. But I'm not sure, because that would be the other place that if they're cornered here, then the only place they can go is out. And remember when Reiner was painting that picture of Eren running out and going around?
Yeah.
So that, to me, I was like, well, the only place that he could be is there, right?
He could be dressed up as a horse, and he could be, like, undercover. I'm just, like, stating equally potential ideas and theories.
I think we were given Marlowe so that we could have a real reason to see what's happening down. Because none of our other people are down there other than Levi, I guess. Yeah. But I think we were given Marlowe in order to kind of further the idea of, what did Levi say? That all of these weaker people are down there with the horses and they should be able to beat these 3-meter tall titans quicker.
It was almost like, well, it most definitely was like Levi was like, what's the point of these people even being down here? They're not doing anything. And that does like hit home the point. Like, we've lost so many good people. Like, so many skilled people. And we're being told that the weaker of the people are being entrusted with the horse mission, with Levi, of course. Yeah. But everyone else that's stronger, that puts our crew in the eyes of Levi as the ones that are stronger. Yeah. And like Hanju's squad too is with everyone inside the walls. One thing I want to say is that we've talked about it previously, that some of our family watches the show. Yes. I'm going to be referencing Anna's father here. He has watched up till maybe season 2.
He's finished season 2.
Okay. But
he has not started season 3 yet.
He watches dub because that's his preference. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite pieces of Attack on Titan media that I've ever consumed that is shown as a flashback in this episode is No Regrets. From what I understand, there is no dub for No Regrets. I wonder if the people watching the dub of this show were like, what is this? Like the scene of like Levi being held back. Levi,
there is the visual over Erwin saying, thus I fooled my comrades. And we know that Levi has been following whatever he believes Erwin sees in his mind. And we're basically getting confirmation here that Erwin is aware that Levi is following him for this undisclosed vision or dream of Erwin's. I don't think Levi would be upset.
Oh, I don't think
I don't think
I
at
think
all.
He kind of has an inkling.
I think he already knows. I mean, he's already said that he's doing it because of whatever Erwin sees. Yeah. And it's because that Erwin has a goal and has a path and has a dream. And it doesn't matter what that is. It just matters that he has that resolve and that drive. And that's why Levi follows him. Not because of the specifics of whatever it is that Erwin wants.
I just feel bad for the dub fans who were watching this episode and they're like, whoa, what's this? And like they never got No Regrets. I hope that happens so your dad can watch it.
I really do hope that they dub that. I mean, Ilse's Notebook was like really great too, but like specifically No Regrets,
it was so emotional and it was so good. I think the pincer attack idea would have been kind of sick too, of like Eren coming behind the Beast Titan. That could have made a cool thing, but I think that they probably made the right choice trying to
give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I wonder if we are going to see Eren use his powers here, like the founding Titan powers, but he'd have to have ammo.
We have reason to think that he's going to do something extra by Reiner saying that we need to get him before he learns it all, basically, or before he is able to completely use the coordinate.
It's interesting. All right, I think that's all I have you.
I think so.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.